Hi again, everyone, and welcome into Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Yes, the Bengals are still playing the Ravens in Baltimore, but we had to break in and, well, discuss the nightmare that is Joe Burrow. He's been ruled out for the game with what the Bengals are calling a right wrist injury. He suffered it in the second quarter against the Ravens. And by the way, I'm James Rapine. Welcome into Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. He suffered it in the second quarter and was in a ton of pain after throwing a touchdown pass to Joe Mixon and couldn't grit the ball on the sidelines. And that's really all we know. He was really frustrated. He was trying to play through it. It wasn't a matter of him being able to play through the pain. It was a matter of him being able to grip the football, which he could not do on the sideline. It very, very frustrated Joe Burrow. Zach Taylor told sideline reporter Kaylee Hartung that Joe wasn't going to go back out there. He was quickly ruled out shortly after that as the third quarter started. And so, one, there was a social media uproar on Thursday morning and late Wednesday night when Joe had a wrap on his hand. And clearly that was some kind of medical device, some kind of brace, and that this was something that he was dealing with prior to Thursday night. Now, clearly it wasn't nearly as serious, and he didn't have any trouble gripping the ball in practice. There was no issues like that. So he aggravated it at some point, got tackled by Jadeveon Clowney. Maybe it was then, but really winced and couldn't throw again after that touchdown pass to Joe Mixon. And this is the nightmare scenario, and certainly a scenario that no one that I think everyone watching has thought about, that no one wants to see. And so we'll see what happens with Burrow, if he can come back and play in 10 days as we record this against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But he's on the sideline. He's in uniform. He was talking with Sam Hubbard on the headset, clearly frustrated. And, I don't know exactly what it is from a nerve issue. They're calling it a wrist injury. There's so many people speculating. And here's the non-speculation. The Bengals aren't going to be able to overcome Joe Burrow not being out there for an extended period of time. And so finding out what this is, figuring out if he can hopefully manage it and it's not as serious as it looks. Hopefully this is a precautionary thing where they're keeping him out tonight. They can evaluate it and get him the best treatment and get him ready to go. Because if not, well, this team, clearly a flawed team. They were down 21-10 at half. Joe Mixon had a big first half. And so the defense rebounded, and then some penalties late made that score look worse than it was, and a lucky play, to be honest, with Nelson Aguilar. But Joe Burrow, if he's not out there, this team is just so much different, and the feel is different. And we saw at the moment that Jake Browning took the field and got under center, and it kind of set in, reality set in, I think, on offense, defense, across the roster, that Joe Burrow wasn't going to return on Thursday night. So it is a huge deal, a huge injury. We're going to keep you up to date. Zach Taylor will probably be tight to the vest with what he says, what he doesn't say about his star quarterback. When Burrow was on the sideline, he didn't have anything on his right hand, his throwing hand. And so I do think that that's noteworthy. I don't know what it means. I think it is good generally when a player stays in the game, or stays on the sideline, during the game, doesn't go to the locker room, or isn't transported out of the stadium. That's a good thing. And I think it's a good thing that he doesn't have anything on his hand. So we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens next. But this is what nightmares are made of. And on a short week, a must-win game for the division, Burrow came out. I thought he was playing pretty well, considering it's a tough Ravens defense on the road. You're limited from your skill guys. I thought he was playing well. I thought Joe Mixon certainly was playing well. If the Bengals are going to win, they're going to have to ride Joe Mixon, certainly, and this defense is going to have to come up big. We will talk to you after the game, but Joe Burrow has been ruled out, and we will have the latest when it breaks right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk, and certainly on allbengals.com. So for Andrew Fox Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapine. Thank you so much for watching CBT.